Good morning, LLDP, Link Layer Discovery Protocol. What I'm going to try and do today is capture in Wireshark some LLDP packets. That's my goal. Let's see if I can do it again. I did it once, but I don't know if I can do it again. So I'm recording it just in case it'll never happen again. Okay, who, what, why, where, when, those kind of questions. Why am I doing this? Why am I capturing this? LLDP has some good information in it as far as inventory information. That's the main reason I'm trying to capture it. So my goal is to end up with another capture like this. And who is this video for? Someone like me that doesn't have a lot of hardware. I don't have a router that I can control. I don't have any other hardware that natively supports LLDP. I did try turning on the LLDP service in Windows 10 and didn't see anything. So the other question is, what tools are we going to use today? I don't have much money, so I'm going to try and use open source and trial versions of some applications. This is Windows 10 on my laptop. It's on a wireless network. I don't have Ethernet plugged in, so everything should be happening on this laptop. So I'm not dependent on anything else on the network. I'm using VMware Workstation just to show this demonstration, and I'm using VYOS, an open source router, and the open source Wireshark. If you can see in Wireshark, it's really there. Otherwise, it may not be. So VYOS, open source, Linux-based router, and you can download it. I chose the i586 ISO, and according to the documentation, it supported LLDP. So that's why I tried it. Another W is when. This recording is in December 2017. God only knows if it'll work again tomorrow. And like I mentioned, this is just a simple laptop, not a lot of RAM. It does have capabilities for virtual machines. So let's get started and get ready to route. So these are two OS images or VM images, VYOS images that I did before. I didn't see any packets going around when I just did one. So I got two of them, and they do talk to each other via LLDP. At least I can see them in Wireshark. I don't know who they're talking to. I think it's a multicast. So they're talking to everybody. All right, let's get started. I'm going to create a new virtual machine off of that VYOS ISO, and I did this twice. So there's the ISO. Let's call this VYOS1. Because I actually am going to probably delete the one without a digit next to it. Only 20 gig and only 512 memory. That's pretty nice. This machine doesn't have a lot of hardware. The one thing I am going to customize is the network adapter. I'm going to bridge it because I don't need to have a local network. I just want to see the packets. I pressed enter. and away we go. A lot of this stuff is I'm taking the defaults. So I only wrote down when I didn't take the default. Essentially, these are the areas that I didn't take the default. Login. There is no default. VYOS. VYOS. And then I had to type in install image. Yes, you can destroy that newly created hard drive, defaults. It's actually pretty nice considering I'm a newbie on this and don't know a lot about Linux, routing, or anything else like that. If I can do it, documentation is good. You can probably skip ahead in some of the video. I'm not going to pause and start because chances are I'll miss something important while I'm recording. Default, VYOS, done. Okay, so at this point, VYOS is up and running. But I have to configure some settings in here to make sure that it has an IP address and the Lldp service is on. Configure, set interfaces, Ethernet. So this was disappointing the first time I tried this. I thought, oh, I went through all that for nothing. But if I go back into VMware, fire that up, and then fire up the other one that I created, same way. Since it's not using a lot of RAM, I can run two of them. That was fast. Let's see if this guy sees anything again now. Yes. So it's seeing its neighbor VM image It's a VIATA or VYOS router. And you can also go show detail. So this is what I'm after. The hardware revision, software, firmware, serial number, manufacturer, model. And we should be able to, yes, see the same thing over on the other system. Let me move things around a little bit. Note that they're different serial numbers. So that is showing two different machines, even though everything else is the same, because they're based off the same ISO. Now, the famous last hurrah. Hanhai. That is my local manufacturer of this NIC on this laptop. So that's me going out to a broadcast. And so we're seeing packets going out and serial number is being decoded properly in Wireshark. So therefore it is true. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching.